All right, so storage ran out when had arrived in this room here at the inn on the at the Forks or on the Forks at the Forks, I think, here in Winnipeg, and walked into my room straight to this great view of the Canadian Human Rights Museum, where I am in Winnipeg to be part of a major exhibition opening up called Love in a Dangerous Time about the Canadian government's purge of queer people. Violent, hostile. I mean, people make light of DEI and all of this, not understanding the history of Wisdom Pantapa. Partly because the people who never stung in that history, or the people who don't wanna, I guess they don't want to stay in that history, they don't want to think about or be reminded of, because some of them have been able to pull themselves out or had certain resources or frankly benefited off of the activist work that allows them to be in all kinds of spaces and places. So them don't want to talk about it now because them good, even while other people are suffering from the legacies of it. And it's very pertinent that this is here in Winnipeg, in Manitoba, in a place where Indigenous people are everywhere across the Turtle Island, North and South America, frankly. But at the end of the day, we know that in these places, the inequities and disparities are so stark. The population here reflects quite significant critical mass of Indigenous people in this part of the country or in this country. So, pertinent that it's here and that it's a symbol that is trying to tell the stories. And so one of these stories is about what the horrors that happen in queer people's lives, just as people think, say, oh, yeah, no, I have all kind of rights, no, I know I run things, and that's why in fact, I've heard people say, that's why I mash up, because everything queer, and then I talk about black this, and then I talk about indigenous this, or disability this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's a perspective, I guess. But the reality is that we know that all of that is at the end of the day homophobia. All of that's about the fact that to name, queerness and queer rights and queer oppression in the same breath as all kinds of other oppression makes some people crazy because they don't think that it should get the same kind of currency. Or they are having perceptions like other people do outside of each group, because there are lots of people who would argue that they think black people have everything now. There are people would argue that they think that women have all kinds of rights now that other groups don't get. Like, we could go on and on and on. And I just say, stop the oppression Olympics, quoting my good friend Beth Jordan, as well as just like, let's stop getting lost and caught up in the bullshit that the small minority is throwing on us to buy into, so that we can't come together and recognize that we have to get together to beat the big powers that be. So, all right, that's my little rant, and God knows if it's clean. I'm sure it's messy. Please, you can all rail up at me, because that's sometimes what we got to do to move through this stuff. But yeah, so here I am in Winnipeg. Didn't mean to go on so long about that, but I'm here for this. Love in a Dangerous Time. It opens this weekend, so you can all come check it out. And this is the weekend of end of January 31st, and then continues through for a while. And I am here just ahead of it to, preview, because I was part of the advisory group around its setup. And participate in the opening, and also just be in this place, in this space, in this time with, one of the tribes I belong to. All right, and yes, we look at it, as my friend Courtney said, not a multiple oppressed, but multiply conscious. And it might even be W.E.B. Du Bois had that framing. I think that's maybe where it comes from, multiple consciousness. And I don't see it as a single story of sadness and tragedy, but also of incredible power of who we are in the world and what we bring and what we do and we can do. So yes, it will be recognizing shit, but it's also celebrating who we are and how, God damn it, all of us who are they try to destroy, kuho with their, no, my religious people them in my life would I say, look at God, right? That's what they would say. And so I would say, I'm sure the religious queers would say the same. I don't use that frame because that's not my testimony. But, you know, I get it, similar vein, right? But look at us. Look at how we stand. And even that exists in that building. There's about a fight and an arguing to make it happen. But we have to be careful because when the systems that be do these things to appease us, say, all right, get them there like a sitting over there. So, but we still run this thing the same way. So that's the big work over time. All right, I gotta stop now. 5 minutes, Lord. And then over there is that bridge. I want to say it's the Peace Bridge, but I'm sure it's got a name here in Winnipeg that connects across the rivers. And then, of course, lovely little ice rink. Who them there? Look at crew walking around. All right, I'm gonna go to the Forks to get some food at the food court because they have a great food court over there with all kinds of food from all over the world. Listen, Winnipeg I go on, you know. But I really want to show you the room here. And this is room 525, 5th floor. That's pretty cool. The only thing is, they give me a little bench to work, and I need like a chair with a back. I'm gonna ask them to see if I can get one. I'm not change room though because I like the room, I like the view. But I do like that. That's cute. That's like over there. It could be over there too, as part of the guest seating if you have people over. Right? But I like the little corner thing there. In fact, you could actually have another person sleep there. And then the decor. You know, the bed looks good. Little side tables and lamps. And God, it's so funny to see a phone, an actual phone. Because who has that anymore in your homes? Nice, good king-size bed. And you got a little coffee thing. And that's a choice, a little bottle of water. In at the Forks. It's in at the Forks. Okay, not on. Tea. Snacks that cost maybe $100,000. Let me see how much I stick it in. See, actually, it's not too bad. Not too bad. But still. All right. So yeah, and then here you have a fridge with more beer and wine and and pricing again on them. Oh, you can't get the sit more focus there. And then they've got a little safe to put your, your valuables, a drawer for stuff. And then Nespresso. Well, this is apparently Nespresso. I'll use an espresso machine. And then this lovely wardrobe. I love that it lights up. Guess mine at home aren't so deep to need a light in there, but I like the idea of it. And you've got like an umbrella. Thank you. We've got the big one. Iron board. Iron. And then another little drawer for stuff. That's good. And then places to put stuff in your extra little blanket. And yes, big TV, LG. LG seems to be the choice of a lot of places. You know, not even Samsung. You know, I'm a Sony person, but yeah, LG. And then, see, I like that. And then here is where you can put your luggage in another drawer. What is this? Oh, I like this. So rather than have to put a sign on your door, you press privacy, right? Or service. Let me see. Okay. So privacy. Let me see what happens. Oh, there. I've never seen that before. So that comes on. Or the green light. Come here, Papi Show. And then the green light's on when you want service. But I don't want service here right now. Oh, it's quiet in the hallway. Up here on the 5th floor. All right. So let's put it on privacy. Come back. That's the bathroom. Yeah, and again, been here before, but I don't think this. I'm not big on the shower, the bathtub. I don't, the showers in these places, because who's taking? I guess some people, you book in a room with a jacuzzi, you ask for a bathtub. But yeah, little toilet, and then this counter, and then these things that are Riverstone. And that's c'est moi. All right. All right, so you got the room. I might have taken my rant out at the beginning, because do you all need to hear that, really? Yeah. See, a lot of snow here. We had a big snowfall in Toronto just before I left last night. And then, but here they clearly have been having snow sitting around for a while. We haven't. And then all of a sudden we had a big dump last night in Toronto. So there you have it.